So we're going to start in an easy pose, whatever that easy pose is for you. So for me, it's a pose called Sukhasana, legs crossed, a bit like you're back at school. So just come and find your seat, get comfy, roll your shoulders to your ear and down your back. Lovely. And actually, I think I'm going to do a really interesting breath with you called Kapha belly breathing. And it's a really strange breath. I'm going to expose my tummy so you can see what I'm doing, but my yoga teacher years and years ago told me about this breath and said, if you do this breath every day, you'll never have to do a sit-up in your life. It's a really strong core breathing. Okay, so just while you're concentrating on rolling your shoulders down your back, having a look at my tummy. It's a really strong breath because we use our core muscles to suck our breath in. Okay, so I think you can see there. If you look at the belly here, when I relax my belly, it's like this. And when you exhale, you suck your belly in and you're breathing a really strong breath out of your mouth. So you relax on the inhale, exhale, suck that belly in as you go, if that makes sense. It's a bit like this if I do it quickly. It's a really strong breath. So I can't see you, I can't hear you, but I want you to give that breath a go. Big breath in through the nose, relax the belly. As you breathe out, draw your core in. Until you get tired, and then breathe normally. So we're going to try that one more time. Like I say, it's a really strong core breath. And really engages those transverse abdominis, those TVA muscles. So breathe normally, straight strong spine, relax that belly. Big inhale. And breathing normally, and it should feel quite warming as well, quite a warm breath. If you gave that a go, good on you, well done, and hopefully you can feel that core engagement. If you didn't give it a go and you were just looking at the screen going, what is she doing? That's also cool. I don't mind. So let's start by easing out some tension in our neck and shoulders. On the exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Let the head be heavy. And then draw the shoulders backwards. So really think about those shoulder blades coming together. Your hands are resting on your knees or your legs if they're out long. But really focus on that head being heavy. When you let go on the exhale, really think about drawing those shoulder blades back even further, and you should feel a really joyous deep stretch there. One more breath there. And then inhale, slowly rising that head up. Exhale, take the right ear over the right shoulder. Breathing there, closing the mouth, relaxing the jaw. You're welcome to close your eyes here as well, really feeling that deep stretch down that left side. Inhaling, taking that head up. Exhale over to the left. It might not feel like you go very far at first, And this is where I really enjoy closing your eyes because you can just let go that little bit more. And might even surprise yourself when you open your eyes to lift your head back up. It feels like you travel up a little bit further than when you went down. Exhale, chin to your chest again. Really send those shoulders back. Super, super. Inhale, roll the head over to the right side. That pendulum neck roll. Exhale, down to center. Inhale, up, rolling to the left side. And then down to center. Up the right side. Lovely. Down to center. And left side. Down to center. Lovely. And then lifting up here. Then to cross your legs if they're not already crossed, taking the opposite leg forwards. We're going to create a mudra, so that's a hand gesture in Hatha Yoga. These 3 fingers here, send them down, pointing at the floor. Your thumb and your first finger gently touching there. Arms are straight. Lift the shoulders up. Bring that belly button in. Breathe. Okay, 3 really strong inhales here. And exhales with control. Just emulate rather that monkey in Lion King. Lovely, then release. Just feel a gentle release, almost slump yourself and notice the difference between that engaged, really conscious pose to a more relaxed posture. Lovely, let's come on to our all fours, coming into our balasana pose, so our child's pose. Your choice here, so you can bring your knees tight together, your bottom to your heels, and bring your palms up by your feet, one ear to the mat or maybe a cushion, and have a really passive posture here. So let the shoulders hunch forwards. Maybe you can do a gentle rock. We can make that a little bit more engaged by bringing our hands forwards, palms to the mat, head, forehead down, and a gentle rock. Or if, like me, you really enjoy a hip opening, keep your big toes together, your knees out wide, wide leg child's pose, bringing your bottom to your heels. Again, forehead to the mat, but you can feel that deeper stretch from your fingertips all the way up your arms into the back of your shoulders. And again, that gentle rock here will just help lower your body down further, help ease out that tension. Closing the mouth, really focusing on that surrendering to your body, allowing your weight to take you down further. Allow the belly to really expand in the space that it has. And letting go there. Nice. And then we're going to build on from this as we rise up. Bring your knees underneath your hips. Your legs are on kind of train tracks. Keep your hips where they are. We're coming into a deep shoulder stretch. Walking those hands forwards. Keep your hips where they are. It's tempting to bring them forwards. Right above the knees. Let your chest come down. Let the forearms come down. So you can either have your chin on the mat here, your forehead. Maybe you want to turn your head to the side. So this is a puppy dog stretch. And it's really, really nice to open the upper back, the upper part of your spine. Really nice in the shoulder blades. Breathing there, the focus is the exhale today. Your hands can just be loosely touching the floor. And again, you can have that gentle hip sway if that feels good. Nice. 2 more breaths there. Looking up at your hands, coming onto fingertips on the left side. We're taking the right out to the side. Core engagement here is a strong posture on the left side. Then turn your right hand up to the ceiling, threading that arm through, sliding your right shoulder to the ground, or sliding your right ear to the ground, but keeping fingertips on the left, walking away from you. That nice shoulder stretch on the right side and lengthening on the left. Breathing there. One more breath, pressing into those fingers. Bring your belly button to your spine so your core's engaged as you lift yourself up. Your right fingertips come to the top. Your arm is off the mat. Left hand comes out to the sides. Then your palm to the ceiling as you thread that left arm underneath your right. Keep threading until that left shoulder comes to the mat. Your left ear comes to the mat. See if you can walk that right hand away a little bit more. It's a really nice upper back twist and stretch. And your weight, your body weight here again, will allow you to go deeper into the posture. Breathing there. One more breath. Then pressing into those fingertips, lift that belly button to your spine so you can press, lift yourself up, coming back into all fours, tucking your toes here, stretching the underside of our feet. Really, really important, those muscles there, spreading your fingers wide. Notice if, like me, your shoulders are further back than your wrists, and bring them right on top of your wrists. Lift the belly button up so you have that straight, strong spine. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, hover the knees off the floor. Let's engage that core strength posture. We're holding here for 3, 2, 1. Place those knees down, press into the base of your hands, bring your bottom to your heels to deepen that stretch on the underside of your feet. Breathe. And then really working on the strength and stretch in our forearms. We're going to keep our belly button to our spine, our back straight. As we inhale, travel way forwards than your wrists. Your arms are still straight. The temptation is to bend them here. Keep them straight. If you're hypermobile, a slight bend in the elbows is good. Exhale, bottom to heels. Inhale, we come forwards, keep coming forwards, keep coming forwards, forwards, forwards. Belly button in, try not to dip in the spine. And exhale back. This time, as you inhale, come forwards into that tabletop. Turn your fingers to the sides and a gentle sway. The eyes of your elbows here, so that inside bit of your elbows, turn them to face each other and notice the different stretch in the wrists, the forearms. It can feel really good here if you spend a lot of time on the computer. Breathing there. Nice, and then seeing if we can rotate those hands further towards our knees, palms still on the floor. You might be super flexible and bring your bottom to your heels, relax the face. The tendency is to go, oh, here. So just focus on that exhale. Really relax the jaw, relax the face. If it's making any kind of gesture, make it a smile, breathe. And then we peel those hands off, feel the relief, just take some rotations in those wrists. That should feel really good. Lovely, and then let's come through our cat-cow poses. So untuck those toes, the tops of your feet are on the floor. Start by sticking out your tailbone, allow that to cascade through the spine, bringing your shoulders back. Inhale, take your gaze up high. Then begin with your chin, so let's reverse that, chin to your chest, round your upper back. Then start to spiral your spine down, tailbone to the floor. And then as you inhale, tailbone sticks out, travel through the spine, through the shoulders, and then lifting the head. Go slower than you would like through these cat-cows. Start with the chin, then the shoulders, then the mid-spine, lower spine, tucking that tailbone under, looking through to your toes. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming back. Nice. Twice more. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, coming back down. Lovely. Then bottom to your heels, taking your knees together, bringing your feet out wide, seeing if you can bring your bottom down in between your feet. If that's too much for you, tucking those heels back under to raise the bottom up will help. If there's any pain in the knee here, again, just take the twist out of the knee by bringing your bottom up and your heels underneath. Bring the backs of your hands together. Breathing there. It's quite a lot of weight in our hands for cat-cow. And then take either your fists back, if your wrists are still feeling it, or your hands back. And then squeeze your shoulder blades together, really raise that chest high. You might want to drop your head back if that feels good. You may, if you'd like, a real nice back opening, chest opening, want to bring one elbow down to the floor and the other elbow is squeezing your bottom, lifting up and tucking that tailbone under for this hero posture. Try not to sink in the shoulders here, so pressing into your elbows, really lifting that chest. There is an option to take the head back. I can't talk when I do that, hence the pause, breathing there. So really nice opening of the front of the chest, a reverse, sitting at a desk. And then just as you came in, we come out the same way, one hand to the floor, followed by the other, bringing yourself back up. Lovely. So continuing with that front opening and that spine flexibility, slide the legs back behind you, lower your hips down to the floor. Hug each elbow with your hand and then move your elbows just like I did, so they're directly underneath your shoulders. So just keeping the hands here first of all, we're going to allow the shoulders to come to the ears and slump our weight down. Deep stretch in the rotator cuff there. And then press into the elbows to lift your chest up. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Then maybe lifting the head. It's a nice stretch in your abdominal muscles as well. And then exhale. We slump back down using your body weight. Your shoulders are by your ears. And then press into those elbows, lift up, lift back up, lift back up. Then lift the head. Nice. So it's that mid-thoracic spine coming into a slight bend as well. Okay, so you can continue to do that, or we can take it into a sphinx. So bring one forearm forward, followed by the other, just making sure those elbows are underneath your shoulders. Any back pain here, just give them a little bit of a rock, your lower backs. So here on our Sphinx, draw your elbows and shoulders back. When you do that, you should feel it coming into your thoracic spine. Inhale, take your head up towards the horizon, or lower down as the case may be if you're on the floor. Really bring those shoulders back. Lovely. And then we make a pillow with the hands. Bring one ear to your hands and gently swish your hips side to side. So there's an option in this next part to repeat one of those that we've done already, either those shoulders up and down, or that Sphinx pose, or intensifying it more, so coming back into that Sphinx, your elbows underneath your shoulders, but this time, to really get into that mid-back, you're going to grip the mat with your fingers and try and pull your body through to the top of the mat, as if you're trying to slide your body up, and you should feel it in your rib cage, your QL muscles in your spine. Keep breathing, the tendencies to hold your breath there. One more breath. And then make a pillow with your hands, turning your ear to the opposite side and a gentle rock side to side with your hips. Nice, that's really nice for the back of the spine to open. And then let's bring our hands underneath our shoulders, peeling yourself up and back into your chosen child's pose. Just allow your spine to counter posture the opposite way. Maybe a gentle rock will feel good. Because we've bent the spine deeply one way, let's allow it to curve the other. Then coming up onto all fours, bring one knee over to the other. I don't mind which, just so you can bring your hips down into a seated posture. We're going to bring our legs forwards, finding our Dandasana posture. So naturally we want to sit like this. But let's make it engaged with our core muscles. Hands either side of your hips. Gently press into those hands to lift your chest, your spine super straight. Your legs are together. Shoulder blades are back. Your gaze is at your big toes. And then to make this a stronger posture, flex the toes towards your face, lifting the heels. Breathing there, our belly buttons to our spine. Your pelvic floor is engaged. Breathing there. Two more breaths. Lovely. And relax the legs. Inhale, take the arms high. Let's grow taller. Make yourself into a really tall L shape. And then as you exhale, frame the legs with your hands as your palms come down. Normally, I tell you to bring your chest forwards as if someone's pulling your tie, but this time I'd like to make it into a more passive forward fold. So just allow your body to drop as if you're, I don't know, a rag doll in a shop. So let your head come down, your head be heavy. And then just on the exhale, allow your spine to curve, allow your body to drop down. And here it's really nice to close the eyes. It can be quite frustrating when the eyes are open, thinking, come on, move forward. I can't, or sometimes I see you stretching the neck, trying to get yourself forward. But just take away that vision, when we take away that pressure of knowing where you are in your space, you perhaps can just let go that little bit more. Exhale being key to surrendering in these postures. Allow those stretch reflexes to switch off and relax down. Rolling forwards, you should be beginning to feel it in your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back, your mid back, as everything's stretching to go to your edge. 2 more breaths there. And if your eyes were closed, open them here. You may or may not be a little bit surprised at where you got to, pressing into the hands to allow that spine to straighten, to come back up. Roll the shoulders here. Lovely. So we're going to take our right knee in. Hug it in first of all, so we've got that initial bind. Then take that right leg over the left and slide the right foot towards the left hip. Your knees may be really high. That's absolutely fine, as long as they are vaguely on top of each other. They may be stacked right on top of each other. And if they are, lean over to the left and tuck your left foot by your right hip. So we're in this kind of spaghetti twist. If your legs out front, great, just concentrate on adding a little bit of weight to that top leg. Or you can be in either posture. Just allowing your legs to just there. You can press your feet to find your sitting bones. Find a nice stretch. You should be feeling a stretch from that top leg all the way into your glutes. If you're not, you might want to lean forwards a little bit. And then there's the option to really tie ourselves in knots. You can stay where you are, or you can take your arms out to the side. And just like our right leg is on top of our left knee, we're going to do the same with our arms. So cross at your elbows, your right arm is on top of your left, and then keep twisting. So your left thumb is by your nose, and your right thumb is by your left little finger. And then clasp what you can. So you might be able to take a clasp with your hands, you might be able to be in prayer, you might just be able to clasp your shoulders. That's absolutely fine. Wherever you are, as we inhale, we take the hands high or the shoulders high. And as you exhale, draw those elbows down. There's the option to fold here as well, so we can take that stretch into our thumb as well as our shoulders. So seated eagle posture, or cow face, I think it might be called. Cow face, I have no idea why, but I think it's to do with your feet looking like cow ears in a bird's eye view. I didn't make up the names. Inhale, we unravel, so untwist. Take your hands behind you. Take your legs back forwards, give them a bit of a shake. And this time you hook that left leg in. Take it over the right, stack those knees. So slide that left foot by the right thigh and gently just add a little bit of weight from our hands, our arms on that top knee. Or you can shift that right foot to the left thigh. So you've got these cow ears. Again, just resting those hands gently on that top leg and maybe leaning forwards. I can definitely feel that in my left glute, and I hope you can too. Breathing there. Staying there, And enjoying that stretch, or taking your arms out to the side. This time the left hand comes on top of the right. So the left elbow is on top of the right elbow. Keep twisting, taking your thumb, your wrist, maybe prayer hands. Inhale, we take the arms up. Exhale, we take them down, enjoying that deep, deep stretch on the top of our backs. And the option to fold yourself forwards also. Breathing there. Lovely. Inhale, we take those arms up. Unravel here, roll those shoulders, unravel the legs, and let's take them out wide. So wide legs here. It may not be very far, it may be really far, but when you're here, just use your arm strength to pick up your hips, to find your sitting bones, sticking that tailbone out. My toes are facing the ceiling, so you should be feeling a stretch all the way in your calves, all the way up your legs into your groin. If your back is like this, bring your hands back behind you, squeeze the shoulder blades together, that chest is coming forwards, enjoying that stretch, your gaze is at the floor in front of you. Again, that exhale is key here. For the more flexible of you, you can bring your hands forwards and keep walking them forwards, but not compromising that back. We're not kind of searching forwards with our heads, our shoulders are back. And it's that tip at the waist rather than a curve in the spine. Switching off that stretch reflex by allowing the exhale to bring the body weight down, that gravity helping us. I'm going to incorporate this into our backs in a moment with a groin stretch. One more breath there. And as you inhale, taking yourself slowly out of that posture. Deep, deep stretch on the inner thighs here. So we're taking our hands underneath our knees. Lean backwards so you can fold at the knees. Bring the knees together. Bring your hands around your shins. Allow your spine to curve backwards. Bringing your forehead down. Taking a moment there to make yourself really small. Lovely. Inhale, taking ourselves up. Opening the legs out to the side, bringing the soles of your feet together. Baddha Konasana. Butterfly posture, so you can butterfly the knees here. Again, if you find yourself slumping, hands can come back to support that spine. But what we are going to do here, different to what we normally do, I'm talking about that chest coming through, we're going to slide the feet further away. Slide the hands underneath your legs. So if your hands were back here as well, it's time to take them through. So my palms are facing up. And then as you lower your body down, see if you can thread those hands further through. And you can either stay here or take that ragdoll analogy again and allow the head to slump down. Imagine someone switching off your button so you're super heavy. And then as you close your eyes, you might be able to allow your body to lower further down. You might be able to bring your hands further through. This is the beginning of tortoise pose. So if you are where I am, there's two options. You can bring your palms down, and then the opposite way. So they're facing up. So your thumbs are facing the bottom and your fingers are up, and allow your head to come down. So that's the beginning of tortoise there. Or you can clasp your feet and begin to bring your head towards your feet, focusing on the exhale, that art of letting go, which is what Hatha is a lot about. Kind of not forcing anything, just allowing your body to work within its realms, staying in your lane. One more breath there. And then inhale, begin to take your head up, unthread your hands from your legs, bringing your hands out to the outside of the knees, closing those knees together. Lovely. We're just going to come into a little bit more core engagement in that kind of boat prep. So my feet are hip distance apart. First of all, my spine is straight. Then with my hands on my knees, I'm going to lengthen in my arms, begin to turn my body backwards. So sorry, tilt your body backwards. Hang on a minute, what are you about turning? So you've got this V shape with your thighs and your legs. Squeezing your pelvic floor, that's Uddiyana Bandha. So there's bandhas, which is that contraction in yoga. And either stay here, be careful not to lower into that lower back so your core is engaged, or you might want to take your hands off. And the next exhale, bring your spine back up to be straight. And then inhale, lower. Lovely. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, lower. Pause there. Breathing in and out the nose. If you're feeling your core shake, just hold on to those knees. And then exhale. Come back up. Cross those legs, hold that front shin, just release any tension building up in your lower back. Lovely. So just one more posture before we finish our class in Balasana again. So we're coming into a swan posture. I'll turn to face you here. So take your left foot to your left hip, your foot is flexed, and then your right foot, the sole of the foot comes to the left thigh. So it's a bit of a zigzag with your legs. Your body is facing forwards, and then begin to slide your hands forwards over that right shin. Allow the head to go. Your left hip will want to be lifting off the mat, so really try and draw it down. Use your hands, particularly your right hand, to press into the floor to help that left hip draw down. Lovely. And then walk your hands over to the left, keeping this swan posture. And then over to the right. Lovely. And then coming back up. Lifting your right knee, lifting your left knee. Slide them back to center. Then we take that right foot to the right hip, flexing that right foot. Left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And then your right hip will want to lift, so let's bring that right hip down. Your hands come forward. You might find there's one side tighter than the other. My right side, my dominant side, is definitely more tight. Breathing there. pressing into that left hand. We'll really plant that right hip down. And then we walk the hands over to the right. Deep stretch on the left side. One more breath. And then coming over to that left side. Pressing into those fingertips to really push that right hip into the floor. And then inhale, we raise up, bring those knees back to center. Just bring them out in front, give those hips a little bit of a shake. You might just want to windscreen wipe your hips a little bit. That's quite intense, especially if you hold tension in your hips. And then we come back into that Sukhasana pose, that easy posture, how we began the session. Rolling the shoulders here. Let's create that mudra again. So thumb and forefinger touch. The rest of the fingers are together, pointing down at the floor. Our arms are straight, wrists resting onto our knees, but drop those shoulders down. Draw those shoulders back. Gently close the eyes. Relax the jaw. Turning your attention to your breath. That rise and fall of the belly, which is kind of the slow motion of what we began class with, that Kapha belly breath that we did. Just allowing stillness in your body. And just making a mental note here. We've come through some quite intense passive postures. Thinking how your body feels now to how it felt when you started, when you came onto the mat. And just taking this moment to reflect on your short practice. And you can stay there as long as your day allows. But as always, thank you for practicing with me, closing the class with a namaste, and I really hope to see you again soon.